Hello everybody, my name is Chelsea Stevens, and for my assignment today I will be discussing on how to build a wickiup. So first we choose a good location. We want it to be a flat area to where no water can pull aside, and it has to be close to natural resources like the river or near brushes. Then we gather materials and we grab flexible willow branches, smaller sticks to cover the wickiup. And see here, she's soaking the yucca, and we have materials back here, and you can also see that it's a flat area. The materials we will need to build a wickiup is flexible saplings. It's like willow. We usually go down to the river and we have to hand chop it ourselves, and then we haul it up from the river. So we would get 16 of those, and the 16 will be important to remember for the next slides. We also get stones or simple knives to cut the willow with. We get a yucca plant. If it's big, we only need one, but if they're small, we'll take two. And we also need water. So traditionally, we begin by digging 4 holes, and these 4 holes represent north, south, east, and west. They also represent infancy, child, adult, and elder. So the circle of life, the 4 stages of life. And while we're making these holes, we gotta make sure our doorway of the wickiup faces east, towards where the sun rises. And once the 4 initial holes are dug, we walk 4 steps clockwise around the wickiup. So we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and proceed to dig our next hole until we have 16. So right here I got a picture of my aunt and family members, and they're all digging the holes to where we're gonna place the wickiup. While the holes are being dug, we usually have someone soak the yucca so it can soften up the plant. And once it's softened, we start tearing them into strands and tying them in pairs to create string. And this is what we will use to tie our branches together. Here is a video of the yucca soaking and the strands softening. Okay, so the next step is to insert the branches after all the 16 holes are done, and we start with the original 4 holes. So we'll place the first 2 across from each other, and then the other 2 across from each other, which is what they're doing right here. They're laying the first 2, and then the other branches will come up over the second. And this will create the frame and the stability part. And once all 16 branches are placed, this will create the frame of the wickiup. And then after we complete the branches, we'll start to cover up the structure. We usually leave an opening on the top for air circulation, or if we build a fire in there, the smoke has a way to go out. So right here, we have all 16 in, and they're tying up the top. And while we're building the wickiup, we always pray. We pray for stability, and we pray for the individuals putting it up, and we pray for protection while we're sleeping in it. Before we actually put the branches up, we actually walk them around the house clockwise. And this is to symbolize the circle of life, and just honoring our 4 directions always. Right here is a video of my aunt and her daughter doing that. And I like to see this because we're always teaching the young generation. And part of the reason why I did this presentation is to, continue our culture, pass it down to the next generation. So she's walking around and then she's placing it onto the house after she walked around once. And now the house is complete. We usually put a tarp up because it was gonna rain, but the house is done, everything's done, and it's ready to move into. So the woman in the photos is my aunt. She was recently honored by a young girl from our community who entered puberty. The girl's family chose my aunt to serve as a godmother figure, and during this important time, this tradition is known as a sunrise dance. In our Apache culture, it's a great honor. The wickiup was built to be used for 4 days of the ceremony. And now I'm at the end of my presentation, so I will share a few pictures with you. This picture is the girl. We call her the Samagesha, the white painted woman. She's entering puberty and she's dressed in her regalia. And this is my aunt. She's the godmother and she's dressing her. Right here are the crown dancers. They're the mountain spirits. They come from the mountain and they carry our prayers to the Creator. Here I have them pictured. And right here is the godmother with her goddaughter, and her goddaughter is praying Saturday morning, 32 songs during the day. I just want to share some photos with you guys. And that is the end of my presentation on how to build a wickiup. I'd like to thank everybody, and I would like to take this moment to ask any questions.
Have you had your sunrise dance yet?
That's a great question. Yeah, I've had my sunrise dance, not a full one. I had a contract, which was a one-day thing. I just kind of danced 32 songs. I was probably about 13. I had my sunrise dance, so I did not get to build a wickiup, but I did get massage. I chose a godmother, and that was a great question. So I'd like to thank everybody here, for hearing me out. And one of the important things I want to do is, share this knowledge with the younger generation and make sure our culture is, alive and well. Thank you.